There's something very beautiful about an act of civil disobedience, the vulnerability, the act of self-sacrifice, the realisation that someone is doing something that maybe you ought to be doing rather than just watching. In a world of opinions shouted on social media, the beauty of the quiet and powerful act. It is evident that the greatest reward for an action lies in the deed itself, for souls are flooded with its beauty, and marvelling at the brilliance and splendour of it, are transported with enchantment. Martin Luther King wrote that non-violence dramatises an issue. People act to show how concerned they are about the climate and ecological emergencies. The police carry them off to show how unconcerned the government is. Non-violence is really a performance. Aristotle realised the potential power of an act. He understood pathos, that an audience is won over with pity and fear for the characters. Tragedy is an imitation of an action that is admirable, complete, and possesses magnitude, in language made pleasurable, performed by actors, not through narration, affecting through pity and fear the purification of such emotions. The ancient Greeks went to the gymnasium to exercise their bodies, and they went to the theatre to exercise and cleanse their emotions, catharsis. But Aristotle writes, there's no narration. So what does he mean by language made pleasurable? By language made pleasurable, I mean that which possesses rhythm and melody, song. The pathos, the singing, the whole appearance of the performance is important because it's the public who will decide whether or not a protest is a success. Never mind the underlying theory of change, it has to appeal to the soul, not the brain. The more simple, the less contrived, the more genuine it is. After 3 years of actions, I wonder if the public and the media are tired of these things. As a spectacle, they always want new things. Recently, there's been much less singing at the rebellions and much more drumming. The drums have got an important role. They get the public's attention. You know they're coming, workers watch, security guards lock doors. It's fun, there's dancing. A small number of people can make a big impact. Here's an example at Leadenhall Market, which is in the City of London. Outreach are having trouble even getting people to take a leaflet, let alone talk to them. When the drums arrive, everything changes. Suddenly, everyone is watching, taking photographs. Certainly you cannot ignore the drums. On a march, it's their sheer chaotic noise and spectacle that people react to. So what's the problem? Well, here's an example from the first day of the Impossible Rebellion in August 2021. The police have formed a cordon to stop more protesters getting to the protest site. Let's look at the situation from Aristotle's point of view. Who would the public think deserves pity and fear in this situation? The police are surrounded, the drummers go right up to them. The drumming is so loud the police have to wear earplugs. At first, the police were looking outwards towards the people trying to get in. Now some of them have turned round to see what's going on behind them. How does this make the police feel? What impression does it give to passers-by? Who will they think has the moral high ground? Who would the audience pity and fear for? Where is the love? Remember, exile would consider any action that makes someone feel intimidated or stressed or insulted to be a violent act. Non-violence isn't passive, it's courageous and determined, but it's not intimidating. By the way, if you're anywhere near the drums and you clap your hands, if you can't hear the sound of your hands clapping, that means your hearing's being damaged, so earplugs are a good idea. As well as drumming, in recent rebellions, street acts have become a thing. There's a lot of work goes into them.
We've brainwashed the building now! We've brainwashed the building! We can brainwash whatever we like! You can trust us! Oh, for a fee! This stuff isn't cheap! This is millions of pounds an inch! But we can greenwash whatever we like! The building, the bins! You! Even you look greenwashed when Ford oh yeah, you're British!
They have their uses. I can't help noticing how quickly the police disappear when offered a cup of tea by a man wearing a dress.
Take an order. We couldn't make our list, we've forgotten there's so many choices.
There's humour.
Please welcome Mark Thomas! Hello! Brilliant to see you all! Oh man, listen! We are here because it is a beautiful day and we want to live to see some more of them. Oh, we are here because Priti Patel wants to make it illegal for demonstrators to be annoying. We know that annoyance is the only thing that gets things done.
Dancing. All trying to highlight the causes of climate change by getting the public's attention. Some are quite profound.
Apply pads to patient. Emergency. 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 Checking heart rhythm. Emergency. Emergency.
Here are the penitents. Compared to others, these are quite solemn. Of all the street acts, I think this one has the best chance of moving people if they can get their photos into the news. But do they move the souls of passers-by in the same way that civil disobedience and songs do? Street acts and drums, apart from the occasional photo, aren't really going to make it into the news. The people who write the news want something much more serious. At XR actions in the past, for example, news organisations are quite specific about what they want. Even the biggest, most respectable ones ask, is the action still going on and are the police on site? They want to see people carrying out acts of civil disobedience and they want to see the police arresting them for it. Even then, it's not guaranteed that an action will flood people's souls with its beauty. Even news organisations, which you might think as being impartial towards XR, have started to call the actions stunts, a spectacle rather than some profound expression of concern. I miss the singing. There are still songs, but what was once communal singing is now really led by a small group of people. Sometimes it's almost entertainment. The difference between The beauty of self-sacrifice and singing, compared to the spectacle of drumming and chants, is understood.
No oil subsidy! No oil subsidy! No oil subsidy!
Non-violence does not seek to defeat or humiliate the opponent, but to win their friendship and understanding. Love your enemies, bless them that curse you, do good to them that hate you, pray for them that despitefully use you and persecute you. Where is the love? There's something about a song that reaches people persistent goodness wins over bad people, and no one is so hard-hearted and hostile to kindly treatment as not to love a good person even while they wrong them. For human life is founded on kindness and concord, and is bound into an alliance for common help, not by terror, but by mutual love. And so,
What's your role here today?
no comment?
No comment. Okay.
No comment?
Just
sorry.
in terms of today, what's the story with Banner? Are you happy to move over at some point, or
No comment.
just you lot here today are more?
No comment. No comment. No. You know this isn't personal, don't you? No. Yeah.
To be honest, the amount of people who say no comment, I would not be
No.
be the wrong job.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. At least it's stopped raining now, though.
Yeah, we got your sunglasses, which I forgot to bring.
Have you been busy this week?
I've been on rest days, first day back.
Okay.
So I was busy last week, non-stop last week.
What sort of things was that? Just general?
I'm on response, so it's just
Okay.
all the 999 stuff. So.
That must be interesting.
Yeah, I got a range of stuff.